Hello everybody, this is a T100 or Tacoma. We got a problem with this truck. It was misfiring extremely bad. Done some diagnostics on it and it narrowed it down to bad fuel injectors. I'm going to show you how to remove fuel injector in this car. And if you want to see how to diagnose a misfire on this car, you can watch one of my videos for a diagnostics. To do injectors removed, we need to remove the upper and lower intake manifold. And to do that, first thing we gotta remove is these bolts here to get to this upper plenum. Now, small things between here that have to be removed are your cables, the intake box, a bunch of fuel vacuum lines. The control valve right there has to be disconnected. TPS has to be disconnected, thermal position, and then some coolant line going to it have to be disconnected. Then you can get this thing out of here. So let's get started. This earbox out. Get the vacuum disconnected. Get this out. Get this out. And we got ourselves this pot. Next, let's just get this disconnected here. This throttle body plug right here, TPS disconnected there. These are the coolant lines going in here. There has to be one here, one there. They gotta be disconnected. I'll get to it when I get the manifold out. Right, so let's go back here. We have ground cable that has to be removed, and this mounting bracket holding 10mm needs to be disconnected. Right, so let's get vacuum lines to be out of our way. See that? Okay, the back of the valve cover is connecting to this vacuum line, which is in our way. I'm going to remove that. This is your emissions evap. Let's get this out, secure it away. Then we have the brake booster vacuum out. Perfect. All right, let's get those bolts. We're going to remove these two bolts here. And now intake manifold should be free to lift. So once you get everything disconnected, vacuum lines here, vacuum here going to PCV, two vacuum lines down there, the throttle body engine coolant lines. I'm not going to remove these because I'm going to let this sit. Scrap this guy like this. There you go. Just going to let it sit here. We got to the lower portion of the intake manifold. The lower portion has a few bolts that are easy to access, and that's what we're gonna work on. You got a bolt here, you see that one? And then we got 1, 2, and then one back there, and then one back here. This one is a very long screw. Perfect. So the intake manifold is loose. There's a wire harness with a 10mm bolt connected right here. Let's disconnect that. All right, got all the bolts out. Make sure to remove the fuel line. And once you disconnect that bolt right there, let's lift this guy up. And we got, we have to remove that 10mm bolt. These two to get the fuel line out of the way. Okay, I just got those bolts out. Boom, we're out of the way. Next, we're gonna need to remove these two and these two to get this fuel rail freed. All right, you have to be careful not to drop any of these bolts inside. All right, Now unplug your injectors, because we do need to remove the rail out of the way. Perfect. Now you need to guide your rail out of the way, so I cannot do that with one hand. Here we go. We can see the fuel injectors got out with the fuel rail, so we're just gonna easily pry these out and get ourselves the rebuild injectors and install them. So installation is same. We're gonna install the injectors, put some grease on the O-rings so it can slide easier, and put them back into the fuel rail, push the fuel rail back in and install it. So I'll be right back with the rebuild injectors installed. Here we go. We got all 6 injectors sitting. What I'm gonna do is install the fuel rails onto the injectors instead of putting the injectors in the fuel rail and then installing them, because there's no locking mechanism here to hold the injectors. So best source for these injectors that I have found is the JDM websites. You will get better luck with getting the proper injectors for these, because I've seen a lot of online issues where people were having issues with O-rings and gasket leaks and stuff like that. So spend a little time on researching and get JDM injectors. Anyway, I'll be right back. Here we go. So one thing you don't want to do is force the rail onto the injectors. You're going to guide the rail onto the injectors, and then you have to guide the rail onto these plastic adapters. So the adapters have a little notch on top. The rail has to guide onto the notch as well. So if you find that the rail is not sitting right on the injectors, you have to guide it onto the notch, and that will help the rail sit properly onto the injectors. That's how I did it. It helps me. Plug your injectors. Let's get the manifold back on. Here we go. So remember, the center bolt is the largest one right here. Here is one bolt here. One more bolt is here. The back of the manifold has a fastener. So you're going to go ahead and connect that. This side of the manifold also has a fastener, so connect that. Okay, so we're just going to put everything back the way we took everything off. Just make sure that all the vacuum lines are connected. If you forgot the vacuum rotations, I'm just going to show you real quick. This is the power steering pump switch, comes out right here. And then you have one going to the box, this one going to the solenoid. Then you have that vacuum line going to the PCV valve. You have to connect 2 of the coolant lines to throttle body, vacuum line to the idle control valve plug, throttle body plug, vacuum back here at the intake manifold. Tighten these 2 up. Then when you come back here, you have a ground to connect here. You got a fuel line to connect there with 2 mounting bolts. There's a mounting bolt here. You have the brake booster. Then you have emission solenoid vacuum. Right here is the hose coming out of the valve cover housing, comes over here. This vacuum right here goes back to the solenoid that's over there. And pretty much that's what you removed from this side. You shouldn't have removed anything else. And then connect everything back. So now let's go fire this guy up, see if we have any misfire. Okay. Forgot to connect the battery terminal. Let's go. One thing, we want to make sure there is no fuel leak, and if it's not leaking fuel, you're all set. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video, everybody. Take care, like and subscribe.